What is one question you guys always want to ask an American? Tell me, baby, what's up?
If you're in the US and someone has a British accent, they're like, oh my God, you're from London.
London's the biggest city. Same thing every time I say, oh, I'm from the US. They go, oh, New York? I'm not from New York. Okay.
Why do all Americans call it Europe? Europe is a continent.
Yeah.
I'm going to Europe. No, you're not.
Spain is in Europe.
So usually whenever they go to Europe, they hop around.
Bro.
But there's like so many different cultures, different languages. I'm going to Luton and I'm going to Magaluf for two very different experiences.
Yes, but that's actually such a good point. Is it not Europe?
I'm going to Nigeria. I'm not going to Africa.
That was actually such a good fact. She just stopped me. My fellow Americans, where are y'all from?
Florida.
Florida. What's the biggest difference you've noticed when you've traveled here?
No ice. Oh my gosh, water is a commodity here.
What? Ain't no way.
You never see water. I'm parched. When people are eating, constant parch. We're charged for water everywhere. Oh, the bill takes a little bit longer than expected.
For you to hunt down the waitress.
I feel like everybody's very friendly here.
Friendlier than Florida.
Friendly. I really disagree with that.
Why do you disagree?
No, Europeans just like don't vibe with us.
In line yesterday at the club, everyone was like, get these Americans like out of here.
What?
Where we cut?
Pause. You guys can't cut a line and be like, why'd they get rid of us? Like, bro, that's the most American thing ever. American tourists do that piss you guys off.
They usually don't speak French. They speak English.
When I went to France and would speak French to the French people, they would speak English back at me. And they'd be so condescending about it. I went to a French restaurant and was speaking French to the waiter. And he was like, I'll give you an English menu. What the fuck?
Oh, you got me flailed now?
Excuse me, my flight was canceled. Can you help me? Lucky for you, a new law guarantees that you'll get a full refund in the case of a flight cancellation. What do you mean? That wasn't already the law? Nope. So you're telling me until this year, an airline could just cancel the flight, and if I didn't want to fly because it messed up my plans, they would keep the money? Yes, that's correct. Do you really think doing the bare minimum is something to really brag about? Do you want a refund or not? No, I just want to be rebooked so I can get home. All right, you're on the next flight out tomorrow. Tomorrow? Don't you need to give me a hotel? Actually, there's no federal law that guarantees that, and we are the only major airline who doesn't have it in our policy, so maybe you should have read the fine print before you booked with us. My flight was canceled. Can you help me? Bonjour, madame. Sorry, bonjour. Can you please help me? That's better. We have you on the first flight out tomorrow, madame. By law, you are entitled to food, beverages, hotel, transportation, 2 phone calls, and 600 euros in compensation for the inconvenience. Wow, all that plus 600 euros? Oui, madame. Now get out of my face.
There's nothing in Romania to see. There's nothing in Romania to do. This place is dirty. The people are so poor, and the people are so rude and racist. If you're thinking about coming to Romania, just don't go to Romania. Go anywhere else in Europe and just don't make the same mistake that I made. I've been here for like 3 weeks now, and it was the best decision of my life, and I just lied to you. I'm out here in Romania. I've been having the time of my life. I've been eating my Maliga. I've been eating Sarah Malay. I've been eating Mishi. I've been going to football matches. I went to Dinamo. I went to Stawa. I went to Rapidi. I went to Farul Constizi, and I'm having the time of my life out here in Romania. They told me the people was racist. But the people not racist at all. They love black people in Romania. They treat black people with a lot of love out here in Romania. They got Romanian Robux. They got all kinds of stuff in Romania. And they even have a beach. Did y'all know they had a beach in Romania? They got a beach in all kinds of places. They got Constizi Beach. They got Efenori Beach. They got Efenori Sur. They got Constanetti. They got all kinds of stuff in Romania. People been lying and telling me not to come to Romania. And now I'm in Romania and I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. I just want to eat more Sarah Malay.
Some MAGA supporters are discovering something they never expected when they travel across Europe. Donald Trump's political brand does not automatically receive the admiration they are used to seeing at rallies back home. In several European countries, public opinion of Trump has fallen sharply, and the frustration is no longer limited to politicians or newspaper columns. It is showing up in protests, conversations with tourists, and growing skepticism toward the United States itself. That does not mean Europe has suddenly rejected every American. Millions of Europeans still travel to the United States, work with American companies, enjoy American culture, and maintain close personal relationships with Americans. But there is an important distinction between attitudes toward Americans generally and attitudes toward MAGA politics specifically. Recent polling across European nations found widespread lack of confidence in Trump's handling of international affairs. His approach to tariffs in Greenland has received especially negative reactions. In Denmark, large demonstrations erupted after Trump renewed his push for American control of Greenland and threatened tariffs against European countries that opposed him. Protesters filled streets carrying Greenlandic and Danish flags while demanding that the island's sovereignty be respected. For MAGA supporters who believe Trump has restored American strength and global respect, reactions like these can be jarring. At home, the message is that other nations finally fear and respect the United States again. Abroad, some travelers are encountering a completely different interpretation, not strength but frustration with American pressure. That contrast is becoming harder for supporters to ignore.
Raging anti-tourist zealots have warned Brit tourists not to come to Spain as they prepare to launch protests against mass tourism. Protesters have threatened to take over the streets and warned travellers heading to the sunny holiday hotspots to stay home instead. Several leading groups of protesters have come together and issued a letter to the people visiting Mallorca and other popular tourist spots in Spain. In the letter, they explained how tourists, including Brits, are the source of their serious problems. The letter read, "Enough. Stay home. We do not need more tourists. In fact, you are the source of our problem. Do not come." Reasons for the protests include issues of overcrowding, housing, protecting the environment, congestion, and resource allocation.
In Europe, we are having a big problem with illegal immigration. People are coming, they don't respect our laws, they're raping women, stabbing. It's dangerous to go around. So I don't understand when people come here to talk to you, liberals and Democrats, saying that they want to welcome them, because you don't know who is entering in your country.
Amen. And I'll tell you, we need more legal immigrants like you in this country. I'll tell you what.
And it makes me upset that for me it's difficult. I'm respecting the law. I'm here. If I have to be here legally, I'm gonna go back to Italy because I cannot work. And it makes me upset seeing someone that comes here illegally and does whatever he wants.
Look at this, guys. Where are we right now? Where on earth are we right now? If you had to drop me off here without knowing, I would say we just landed in Accra or Dhaka or somewhere in Ghana. Guys, this is Paris in 2025. They're lying about the numbers. They're lying about the numbers. They are not telling us the truth. They are not disclosing the census. What's going on here? They're selling vegetables. The vegetable markets, fruits. Don't worry. No, I'm worried. Yeah. I don't want to document what's going on. Yeah, no, fruit. Just do it from behind me. Yeah. Obviously, Fred's trying to do his job, and I'm trying to do mine. We're trying to find the balance of safety and documentation at the same time. I've been told not to film countless amounts of times already. Why? If it's just a market, why can't I film? Bro, imagine you come on your honeymoon with your girlfriend or something, you book an Airbnb, and you end up in this part of town and you don't know. Like these two over here.
We can, we use the Western alphabet, and we have, English and French share some similarities, so we can find a way around. But imagine if you used Chinese symbols or
Japanese or something, you
wouldn't know what to do.
The tension becomes more personal when an American traveler is asked about Trump directly. Stories circulating online describe tourists being questioned about how they voted, whether they support MAGA, and what they think about American foreign policy. Some encounters are uncomfortable, and treating every American as personally responsible for government policy is unfair, but the encounters reveal something important about how political branding travels across borders. A MAGA hat is not interpreted overseas only as campaign merchandise. To many Europeans, it can represent tariffs, immigration crackdowns, attacks on longtime allies, pressure over Greenland, and a broader political movement that regularly criticizes Europe itself. Trump allies have portrayed European governments as weak, culturally broken, or hostile to free speech. European audiences hear those messages too. That creates a simple contradiction. MAGA supporters may expect Europeans to appreciate an America First agenda, but America First explicitly places American interests ahead of theirs. A tariff designed to pressure Europe is still a tariff European businesses and consumers have to consider. A threat aimed at forcing a territorial concession is still experienced as a threat by the people whose territory is being discussed. This does not justify harassment of American tourists. Political disagreement should not become personal abuse. But expecting enthusiastic approval abroad while supporting policies designed to pressure those same countries is unrealistic. Nationalism works both ways. Americans can prioritize America, Europeans can prioritize Europe, and when Washington treats allies transactionally, those allies can respond with their own skepticism, resistance, and political pride.
The Democrats were the ones that were for slavery. The Democrats were the ones that came up the Jim Crow stuff.
Even if all of that were true about slavery, which party flies the Confederate flag today?
A lot of the Democrats.
You really think Democrats fly the Confederate flag more than
Democrats that, yes.
Overwhelmingly, you'll see a Confederate flag right next to a Trump flag. That's just how it works
No,
nowadays.
I haven't seen that overwhelmingly.
You really? You
Where?
think, was it Democrats or Republicans trying to take down Confederate statues?
Confederate statues?
Which party was trying to take down Confederate statues?
What's the statue got to do with?
You're saying that Democrats are pro-Confederate, but weren't Democrats trying to remove Confederate statues?
Why are they doing that?
Because they're anti-Confederate.
No, they're not.
Why are they trying to remove the statues then?
Because they're trying to change the history of our country. You know what? Take your camera and go interview all these black people that are here, okay?
Yeah.
And you ask
The
them.
three black people that are here?
If you ask them.
A Melbourne pub patron has been left stunned after being asked to remove his Donald Trump Make America Great Again cap or leave the venue. Angelo Notto was celebrating at the Captain Baxter Bar in St Kilda on Australia Day when he was approached by management.
Well, I was told it was political incitement, which I think is completely nonsense. It wasn't. I was actually just having a bad hair day and I liked the hat and I wanted to wear it.
Mr Nonotta says that the manager had an American accent and he wonders if the request was politically motivated.
Being American in Europe is humbling because I'm at the Prada Foundation in Milan and these are the restrooms, but I go in, where's the toilet? It's just a mirror. There's a sink in every single stall. There's sinks out here. I have to pee. I feel so dumb.
I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. When your prisons are filled with so-called asylum seekers who repaid kindness, and that's what they did. They repaid kindness with crime. It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. See, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
Donald Trump has proposed a new travel ban banning 43 countries from entering the United States. The 43 countries are split into 3 different color-coded categories. Red being a complete ban of entry into the United States. Orange category meaning that the visas are sharply restricted. And yellow meaning that countries have 60 days to fix whatever issues the United States have with them if they don't want to be affected by the travel ban. Apparently, the reason for this initial travel ban is to ensure America's national security. However, a lot of people think it's unnecessary and could hinder America's diplomatic ties. What do you guys think about a travel ban? Let me know down in the comments down below. It's Baba Shukor for EDC News. Follow for the truth.
The larger lesson is that elections shape more than domestic taxes, immigration rules, or court appointments. They also shape how a country is perceived beyond its borders. Presidents become symbols of national priorities, and their words can change relationships that took decades to build. For years, the United States relied on alliances not simply because America was powerful, but because allies believed cooperation with Washington was predictable and mutually beneficial. When those allies begin questioning whether the United States will respect agreements, territorial sovereignty, or their economic interests, the damage goes beyond one argument. That does not mean Europe is abandoning America. NATO cooperation continues, trade remains enormous, and political leaders still work together on security and economic issues. The reality is more complicated than saying an entire continent loves or hates one American political movement. But MAGA supporters should not be surprised that strong reactions exist. If a movement celebrates confronting allies, imposing tariffs, questioning existing partnerships, and putting America first, people in other countries are allowed to decide that they do not like what that movement represents. And that may be the hardest realization. Political slogans that feel patriotic at home can sound very different once they cross an ocean. The question is not whether Americans should hide their politics when they travel. It is whether they understand that the rest of the world has its own opinions, interests, memories, and national pride. America gets a vote in its future. Europe gets a voice in how it responds.
On tourism, there's been a steep drop-off in international travel to the United States. It was down 12% last month, down even more from Western Europe. Why do you think that there are fewer people suddenly who want to travel to the United States?
Well, there could be a little, there's a little nationalism there, I guess, perhaps. It's not a big deal. And our dollar is a little bit on the low side. And that means that a lot of tourism is going to come in, but I could see a little bit nationalism at work, and I can see it likewise with us not wanting to go to certain countries, but that'll work out very easy.
Do you think some people are scared to come here because they hear the stories of tourists who are detained for a few days or even a week or two?
No, we treat our tourists great. We're the tourism capital of the world. There's no place like this, and there may be a little bit of nationalism, but I doubt it. I actually doubt it.
Are you a MAGA follower? Please do not come to Mexico. Do not come to Cancun. Do not come to Puerto Vallarta or Acapulco. Stay in the United States. Eat your Taco Bells. Eat your burritos. Eat your whatever you got back home. In Mexico, we already know that MAGA people hate Mexicans. We already know that you support Donald Trump, who is a really bad guy for Mexicans. They are putting our people in prisons. They are attacking our people. They are disappearing little children, separating families. We don't like MAGA people here in Mexico. And if you come, please do not bring your orange hat saying MAGA. Do not come with your shirt saying MAGA, because I've seen cases where MAGAs have been attacked by Mexicans in Cancun. At least they get knocked on their head, or at least they insult them, and we are right. We know you hate us in the United States, so why are you gonna come to Cancun with your offending us with your MAGA shirts or hats? Stay in the United States, you're better there. Why do you come to Cancun? Why do you come to Mexico? If you don't like us, stay there.
They showed you the gorgeous coastlines and the cute little towns. What they didn't tell you were the disclaimers. To get to the highest of the high points, the beautiful hotels with the gorgeous, there's no streets here. There's no cars driving. So you have to walk up 160 stairs.
May God protect me from marrying a woman like this. Ya Rab, Ya Allah, give me a woman that has a brain and understands that sometimes for the most beautiful things, you have to walk.
Less than 20% of the world gets to travel, and this ungrateful witch is complaining. Oh God, do not make my children like her or my spouse like her. Amen.
So if you're watching this, we don't like you. Don't come to Greenland. Don't buy Greenland.
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale. Greenland is not for sale.
Honestly, leave us alone. Leave us alone. We don't like you. We don't like you so much. I don't know why. Because Greenland is not for sale. Remember.
Yeah, he already has all the bases around Greenland already. He does not need any more. He just wants money.
He said he wants to make you great and make Greenland great.
We're already great.
We're
already great.
Yeah, I think that's quite silly, and I think it's quite out of mind, and most Greenlandic people don't actually agree with it because we are our own people and our own land.
The Greenland dispute shows just how quickly that skepticism can become public anger. Trump has repeatedly argued that American control of Greenland would benefit United States security. Greenlanders and Danes, however, have insisted that the territory is not something another country can simply acquire. Thousands demonstrated in Denmark and Greenland, and European governments rallied around the principle that Greenland's future belongs to Greenlanders. The confrontation was intensified by tariff threats against countries supporting Denmark. For many Europeans, this stopped looking like normal disagreement between allies and started looking like economic pressure being used against partners. Broader polling reflects that deterioration in trust. Across Europe recently, majorities said they lacked confidence in Trump to handle world affairs responsibly. In many, the United States is also viewed as a less reliable partner than it was only a few years ago. That difference matters for MAGA supporters traveling abroad. They may arrive believing Trump has made America more respected. To meet people who often disagree, neither side has to change its political beliefs during a vacation, but pretending the disagreement does not exist will not make it disappear. There is another important distinction. Opposition to Trump is not the same as hatred of Americans. Many Europeans protesting Trump's policies also emphasize that Americans themselves are politically divided. Europeans watched millions of Americans vote against Trump, protest his administration, challenge his policies, and criticize the same decisions causing tension overseas. The strongest criticism, therefore, tends to follow the political symbol, not the passport alone.
As an American traveling around Europe, we had to talk about this. I'm currently in Finland, but most countries I go to around Europe always talk about how Americans are self-centered and how the world always revolves around the U.S. But the crazy part is, when I turn on the news, it's American politics. And even when I was playing basketball at the local courts in Finland, the kids were speaking American English. They were saying stuff like, "Oh, you're garbage, bro," or "Pass me the ball." but they mix them with Finnish. They call it Finnish English. And the wildest part, the thrift stores. Come look at this. 90% of the thrift stores I've been to all have American gear. Colleges, pro teams, NFL teams, basketball teams, everything. They even got a proud to be an American shirt in Finland. Even with the food. The Cool Ranch Doritos literally say Cool American. Bruh. Though some Americans can be a bit proud, it's not really our fault. You go anywhere around the world and the American influence is everywhere, and we can't really help that.
Just in case no one's told you today, it is literally now or never, by the way. The United Kingdom have now officially warned their citizens, have warned us to not travel to the United States, and if we do, to be prepared of the heightened risk posed by the border and the new Trump administration. Historically, this has never been done by the United Kingdom and the United States, besides literally during 9/11 and the previous world wars. This is, of course, days after British, German, and other European tourists have also been detained for days, weeks at a time at the border. This is, of course, weeks after Trump has basically appeased Putin and has agreed to be a bystander to the invasion of Ukraine and practically any other European country that Putin has his eyes set on. I absolutely hate saying this as your friend from across the pond, but there's going to be a point where we are not going to have any international influence to help you guys because Trump is literally making that quite literally impossible. He's isolating America. How does nobody see that? To the extent that they will confiscate your phone at the border, and if you have anything that is negative towards Trump, they will literally ban you from the USA. So if you're an American watching, you really have to have the fight in your belly right now because it is truly now or never. I literally cannot say that any louder.
As an American person, I cannot party with the European. Here in Germany, partying is at a different level, and you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm going to explain. I come from a place where in America, our bars close at 2 a.m. So I'm always telling my friends this. Okay, so we should probably leave around I don't know, maybe 11. And every time they're like, yeah, but the party doesn't start until 2 a.m. When does the club close? These Europeans be partying until they have to meet their grandma at church the next morning. I'm not even joking. I remember my first night out here, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do what everybody else does. When I walked out that club, I didn't even know who I was anymore. I went to church with the grandma, with everybody else. I was like, well, might as well get the alcohol and the sins out of my body. But yeah, y'all, partying in Germany is at another level. A level that I hope to never achieve. Find God and find Jesus. Because there's just no way possible the human body should be...
Top 10 countries where Americans are not welcome. Excuse me. Number 10 is Russia. You know what? We're fine not going to Russia right now anyway, considering how y'all are acting. Number 9, Bhutan. I'm pretty fine staying the hell out of Bhutan. Number 8, Iran. No interest in going to Iran either. Number 7 is India, and I'm like, is this real? India? I thought they all love us in India. I want to fact check on that one. Number 6, Turkmenistan. Number 5, Eritrea, which sounds like some body part we shouldn't be talking about. Number 4, Cuba. Fine staying the fuck away from Cuba too. Number 3, Saudi Arabia, and number 2 is Iraq. All of these places I am totally fine staying out of if they don't want me there. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment with the country you think we're the most not welcome. Also follow my fiancée Samantha, who I've tagged. Finally, at number 1, big surprise here, North Korea. What you doing? Look, good. Sitting down.
Okay, so I saw this video and I also saw how upset people got watching it. And unfortunately, I couldn't stitch it. So basically, this girl and her friend, boyfriend, brother, I don't know, are on the train in Switzerland, and some Americans get on the train, and apparently that's just, they're loud, or I don't know, just American tourists get on the train. And a lot of people were really upset, a lot of Americans stitched that video. And here's the thing, I'm not defending her, I'm just trying to explain to you what and why this is such a shocker. She filmed this in Switzerland. I live in Germany. Another country that's very similar in terms of culture is Austria. Let me tell you something. Riding the train is one of the most silent experiences you will have while being in one of these 3 countries. People don't talk to each other. People don't look at each other unless it's just weird stares. And people are just quiet. Even if you're in a larger group, people would try and talk very quietly. And when they hear loud laughter or people giggling or talking very loudly, even when you're on the phone, oh boy, the stares you get. Okay, the judgment, the people freaking turning around, pointing like, why are they being so loud? It's just part of the culture. It doesn't necessarily mean you're being loud. It's just everybody likes it quiet. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that the people on the train were being loud. It's just people don't like it. And when you're a person of color and you're a little louder, oh boy, it's so much worse. So just trying to explain to you what and why that is.
No, you're not coming there. We're not coming there. Who's that? You're not coming there to our sacred space. We're not coming there. You're not coming there. You're not coming in. Why not? Why can't I come in? Because I said you're not. This is Larry Krasner's town hall at Mother Bethel's Church at Society Hill. You're not getting on sacred space. They're all united. You're not coming in our sacred space. Because I said you're not coming in. I'm saying you're not coming in. You have no right to You're not coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're not coming in our sacred space. What you see what it is. I don't care. You'll see what it means to come up in here. You're going to see what it means. Don't threaten people, right? Don't threaten people, Asa. We were trying to come to the event. You know, they denied us entry. They have a human wall. They have the blue wall.
I hate the racism in this country. I hate how people are treated. Okay? And so I'm wondering, why would somebody with brown skin support this man? And that was my question. And she immediately started screaming. Racist came in with her face right up to me, just screaming at the top of her voice. And my response was to push her away, and I put my hand to her chin, and I pushed on the shoulder. When we have Nazis and racism becoming the predominant thing, turning people against each other, that to me is criminal, and somebody has to stand up.
¿Qué vas a hacer con eso?
No, y le voy a dar
¿Me vas a pegar?
cabeza así.
And we've made it to La Cancha, one of South America's largest markets. Check it out, it's absolutely packed. This market's also known for a lot of thievery. A lot of the thieves come in here when everyone's distracted because there's so many people and take your phone, take your wallet. I definitely understand why they're calling this market one of the biggest in South America. I've been lost 3 times already. Everyone's shouting at me, I don't know why.
No saca foto, déjalo.
¿Por qué?
No, prohibido.
Entonces voy a grabar.
¿En tu país yo voy a que ya saca foto?
No, es normal.
Entonces, ¿qué normal?
Normal tomar fotos en otro país.
Foto, por favor. No.
Porque todos quieren pelear conmigo, no entiendo.
Vaya a hacer su publicidad. No me.
¿Qué vas a hacer con eso?
No, y le voy a dar
¿Me vas a pegar?
cabeza así.
Everyone's shouting at me in this place. Worst market ever, man.
No grabes, no hagas algo.
Estoy grabando mi cara, no estoy grabando a nadie más. Llama a seguridad, no va a hacer nada. Ya voy. Dan, let me tell you something about this market. Don't visit this place you want to go, Mike, because everyone starts shouting at you for no reason. Just got in a 5-minute argument for no reason in this place. Right, I'm dipping from here.